Hello everyone, welcome to Magickal Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle, here with my weekly Moonday Oracle Message. And this message is for the collective or anyone who seems to find themselves here, either watching this video live or whether you caught it on the replay. I do believe in divine timing and synchronicity, which means that there are no such thing as coincidences, and that if you found yourself here, there's likely a message or something that you most need to hear or that will resonate with you for your highest good. So again, this is a message for all of us. These are not personal readings. I do offer private, personalized readings. However, again, they are offered separately from this. This is more of a generalized reading for all of us to see how we can best get through the week's energy. If you are interested in purchasing a personal reading with me, you can message me privately, and you can also take a look at my services and see what sort of readings that I do offer, okay? So this reading is, again, for all of us for the week of August 14th, 2018. Hi, Shrey. Hi, Deborah. Shrey says she cannot hear me very well. Is anybody else struggling to hear me? Hi, Siobhan. Welcome. It could be the distance from how far I'm sitting away, but let me just make sure before I continue that it's not an actual technical issue. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Is anybody else having difficulty hearing me? Hi, Julie. Welcome. Thank you, Amanda. Welcome. Okay. Well, if at any time anyone still struggles with either hearing me or seeing me, just let me know, okay? Hi, Robert. Welcome. So again, this is oracle guidance for all of us for this week to help us understand maybe the energies that is kind of coming in to influence us, how it may be influencing us, and really how we can best manage and get through the energy. A lot of times it helps to understand what might be going on. So instead of feeling overwhelmed, instead of allowing yourself to be just full on impacted, there may be things that we can all do to kind of flow with the energy, if that makes sense. So it is helpful to know that. Thank you, Anna. Oh, thank you, Julia. It's so sweet of you. Oh, Siobhan, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. So this week, it's been a doozy already, and it is only Tuesday. Usually, you know, I do my readings every Monday, but considering the fact that the energy came in so very intensely yesterday, I personally was just a little overwhelmed, and I had to listen to my body. And one thing that I've been doing more so than usual lately is really connecting with nature. So basically, nature influences my own mood or my own energy for the day. And, you know, essentially, we are all one. We're all connected. We are all connected to nature. We are connected to the seasons. We're connected to the planet. So for those of us who are a little bit more energy sensitive than the next person, it does impact us greater. And the best thing that you can do is go with the flow. And so that means that when your body says no, listen to your body. When you feel foggy, listen to your body. When you feel as though you just need to get outside and get away from technology, maybe you just need to drink some more water, listen to your body. Our bodies, as we all shift, and you know, you heard me say, some of us are more sensitive than others. It doesn't make us more special than others. It just means some of us might have come into this world or may have done some work that just opened us up and expanded us a little bit more than the next person. But eventually, or essentially, all of us are going to be impacted by the shifting of energy that's coming in, because it's happening on a global level. It's happening on a universal level. So we are all being expanded. We're all being cleared out of anything that keeps us from being able to shift into a positive new way, a new energy. So sometimes it can feel very intense as we begin to go through this transformational process. And I shouldn't say begin, because we've really been going through this for quite a few years. It's just getting more and more and more intense. So what you can best do all the time is really always just listen to your body, and listen to your own energy. If it feels like it doesn't want to be in a certain area, then you don't want to be in a certain area. Trust that. So again, it's only Tuesday, but it's been intense for me since I've been having a little bit of a struggle acclimating from where I was on my vacation to kind of coming back here. I definitely noticed a difference in energy. And that's more than likely because where I was on vacation is considered the heart chakra of the earth. And so energetically, it is definitely a different vibration than it is where I reside now. So going from one place to the next, it kind of shook me a little bit. But also, I'm not the same. My energy has shifted. Who you were last week is not the same. Your energy has shifted because, like I said, it's just happening on a universal level right now, where we're all just being expanded and healed through the releasing of things that aren't serving us, shifting out of lower vibrational thought patterns and fears and emotions and karmic patterns. So it's happening. Even if you aren't as spiritual as the next person, it's okay, it's happening. And those of us who do a lot of spiritual work, remember I said we are one, guys. We're one consciousness here. So that means that when a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of people, but when a great amount of people begin to do the work as well, it does help to shift the collective little by little. Because again, what happens to you happens to me and vice versa. Because again, on some level, we are all connected, okay? So with that said, it's an intense week and it's okay. That's one thing I think I want everyone to know about that is when you're experiencing some difficulties, having trouble focusing, feeling like you cannot do your normal day-to-day routine, I just want you to know it's okay. Go with the flow. That's very, very important. Okay. Hi, Robin and Ange. Welcome. Cynthia, welcome, sweetheart. And Bridget, hello. Laura, welcome. Thank you for being here, everyone. I hope that you are all having a wonderful week so far. I'm not going to waste too much time today and get right into it for us because I have to say, and I'm probably going into the reading because that tends to happen, going into the reading before I've even pulled a card. And that's okay. Everything that I hear, I just communicate anyway. I'm interested to see what the message is this week because I felt a shift this morning. While I still feel like it's a little slow going for me, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to pull it off today, I did feel a shift. I felt something turn. And I feel a little bit more energetic than usual. I feel like I have a little bit more of focus and clarity than I have for the past week or so. So I'm interested to see what the messages are this week. Hi, Griselle. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Robert says, my hands. What about your hands, Robert? I'm sorry. If you commented, sometimes, Facebook hides the comments and I don't always see everybody's live comments. So if I miss something, I apologize. If you're going to tell me that your hands are pulsing, I'm going to laugh a little bit. Not in a bad way. It's a very good way. And I'll explain what that is if that is what's occurring right now. So, let me see if there's any announcements. I don't think there's any announcements really for the month of August because of the fact that I've decided to really listen to my instincts and the energy, the intense energy that's coming in for this month, again for the collective, has really been about just being and just allowing, because we are going through a massive transformation, and really these energies have been pretty intense this month so far, as you've heard me just say. So I've decided, as well as my partners, Karen and Lindsay over at the Oracles, we've kind of decided to just take a break for the month of August and not really put out a whole lot of classes and events. Although we're still all taking personal sessions, private sessions for readings and private sessions for energy healing sessions. We just aren't putting out any classes or events until next month. And as we move a little bit closer, I will put more information out about September's events with myself as well as the oracles. So you can always keep up to date by following our pages and also by checking out the events, because anything that we really have set in stone is already created. Okay. Hi, Carol. Welcome. So other than that, I don't really think there's too much that I need to announce. Those of you who have expressed interest in my Spiral Temple, the online goddess school, that is actually launching in September. The events are already created. If you are interested, I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time today talking about it, but if you want more information about it, please check my events. You will see the Spiral Temple Level 1, and that is, again, my online goddess school. If it's something that you feel your heart start to flutter a little bit when I talk about it or feel called to it, well, then it's more than likely it's for you. So take a peek at that, the event, and see if you feel guided, okay? So Robert said yes. Okay, Robert, so that doesn't surprise me. So what he was saying yes to was he's feeling pulsing in his hands. And so what happens when I set the intention before I do my reading? First of all, because I am an energy healer, because I do work with activation, and I do work with light codes. Some of you have already heard my light language. When I go to do a reading, especially for the consciousness like this, I actually set the intention that not only does divine guidance and wisdom and truth come through, but also any healing, any love, and any light to come through that anybody needs to receive it, either on a conscious level or on a subconscious level. So, you know, anytime I do these readings, just keep that in mind, that energetically I am transmitting some sort of healing codes and light codes, depending on what you all might most need and what even I most need, because the moment I set that intention, the higher energies are flowing through me too. So that's probably what you're feeling, Robert. You might be having some sort of clearing of your palm chakras. You might be picking up and feeling the energy itself, because you might be an energy sensitive or an empath, so you just might be feeling that energy. And you might be having some activations done at the same time. And again, this goes by free will and permission alone. You know, I never seek to violate anyone's boundaries. I am not about that. I'm only about what you may have given permission to. So if you're receiving it, it's because you did probably give some sort of subconscious permission or permission from a higher level. But if you do not wish to receive anything other than hearing the messages, that's okay. You can always just say, I'm not open to receive. But if you are, you can also state that too, okay? But thank you for sharing that, Robert, because it just always confirms, you know, what I say. And, you know, so instead of me just saying it and people having to take my word for it, you kind of just, you know, confirm that before I said anything. So thank you. All right. With that said, I'm going to get right into our reading. After I pull the oracle card message for the week, I'm going to go into pulling a mudra for us all to work with together, not only just right here, but you can continue to work with this mudra all week long. And then I will talk a little bit about what mudras are for anyone who is unfamiliar with them when we get there. Okay? All right. So I decided to work with the Enchanted Map deck, and this is the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And the reason is because whenever I work with this deck, not only because it says map, just because when I do work with it, this is a really great deck for giving some focus and direction. And I don't know about all of you, but my focus and direction has been severely impacted and interrupted over the last week or so since I've been home. Well, even since before I left, I was already on vacation mode. So my focus and clarity has been a little at a standstill. But like I said, today I felt something lift. And so it's always interesting to see what direction or guidance in regards to focus the higher, the higher minds, or your higher self, or, the collective consciousness is being encouraged to be mindful of, or what direction we're being guided to kind of move in. So again, this reading is for all of us this week to see how we can best maneuver through the energy and what we most need to know for our highest good. So let's see what comes out this week for all of us. Ooh, we had 2 cards. I like when that happens. Okay, so I will give you the first one, and then I'll give you the second one, and then I'll put both the messages together for us all, okay? I just got very, very dizzy, by the way. So there's a lot of energy coming through right now. All right, so the first card is a number 11. Well, it breaks down to be a number 11. It's a 38. So to me, 11 is that number of, we refer to it as a master number, and that means it's a sacred number because it is multiplied by itself. So it has this powerful ×2 influence, if you will. So it's the power of 1 multiplied by itself. So that being said, 11 is the number of new opportunities. It's the number of gateways, the number of doors opening, and really essentially a doorway opening where we are guided to just, we're kind of standing there on the precipice of new life, new way, new opportunity, new adventures, and new beginnings. So it's also about positive change and forward movement. But again, it's just the doorway opening. So it's up to you whether or not you can take that forward step, okay? So the card, interestingly enough, hi Wendy, welcome, hon. Interestingly enough, the card is Heal the Ouch. So it's interesting because it looks like there's a little bit of an archway, or kind of like they're standing in a doorway here. So this card is, to me, well, it's very obvious that it's talking about healing a wound. So this could be physically, it could be emotionally, and it could be spiritually. Okay, so it's not, or even mentally, I should say, because we have all of these facets of ourself, all of these layers within our energetic bodies. So it's talking about an opportunity for healing. All right, I'm going to give you the second card, and then I will put them together. The next card is a 34, which breaks down to be a 7. 7 has been coming in pretty fiercely for me personally since I was in Glastonbury. It didn't fail that every single time I closed my eyes, even for a second, if it was to sit in contemplation for a moment, if it was before bed at night, I would see a glowing or burning number 7. And so to me, number 7 is representative of, or I should say it translates to kind of like a powerful awakening. It's like a leap ahead, but in the sense of like trusting in the divine process of things. So when you trust in the divine, it's really about surrendering, and you are kind of letting go of control. You are acknowledging, I'm trying to look for the best words that I want to use here. You're acknowledging that there's something higher than you at play here. There's something higher than your own control, and that there's something also called divine order or divine timing, and that everything kind of works out how it's supposed to. It's also about learning something new, and oftentimes 7 is associated with the esoteric and the mysticism. So this is really about a jump ahead, okay? So if we can think in that terms, I want you to think about a jump ahead. I'm going to go into more details in a second. But the card itself is Spark. I really love this card. So you can see this beautiful woman playing, she's really got her heart and soul into, because you can see little hearts fluttering around here, doing what it is that she loves. She is playing music here on this violin. But if you look even closer, where this magical, powerful talent and skill comes from is her higher self. A higher hand has its, it's touching the tip of, of her instrument here, helping to guide her hand, helping to guide her into the sound and the inspiration of the notes that need to be played in order to achieve something powerful. Okay. Hi, Rowena. Welcome. Hey, Lindsay. Welcome. I'll show the cards in 1 second so that you can all see them for those of you just popping in. Oh, blessings to you too, Wendy. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm just catching up really quick. Zana says, I have to laugh. 38s and 83s have been stalking me for many months, and they have been the last few days. Well, there you go. Hi, Jessica. Welcome. Linda, hi, sweetie. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm going to get sidetracked here. So putting these two cards together, I'll show you all again. So we've got Heal the Ouch with a master number 11. So this is all about an opportunity presenting itself to heal, whether it be a physical wound, an emotional wound, a mental block, or a spiritual block. And then the next card is a 7, which is about taking that blind leap of faith, trusting in the divine, and kind of surrendering to the flow of the divine will. And it's spark. And this spark is always about like a spark of the divine, remembering that we are a spark of the divine. We were created in the divine's likeness. Literally, it is an alchemical spark that is said to be seen. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I know there's like videos out there that's a literal spark at the moment of conception for a baby to be born. Before it's even born, just entering in the womb. So coming from the actual thought or the spirit and being manifest into the physical, there's actually a spark. Hi, Samir. Welcome. I hope I said your name right. So these two cards are telling you that there is an opportunity this week. The veil is lifting. And I'm just going to go with what I'm hearing here, okay, guys? So just bear with me because I'm just going to let this flow. So this past week or so, we've had a lot of intensity happening here, and a lot of you may have been feeling like the fog and the heaviness and the darkness of old patterns, old emotions, old traumas coming back up to the surface. A lot of you have maybe found yourself standing in a doorway where you no longer recognize who you are, where you no longer recognize what is happening. And things that maybe have played out over a really long time suddenly don't seem to make sense anymore. Suddenly just don't seem to resonate. And so this is because you're all being presented with the opportunity to release, to heal, to begin again, to birth anew. Before we can do that, we have to acknowledge what it is that's still playing a part in our delay, in our being weighted down into a way that doesn't serve us anymore. So whatever it is that was coming up, we had to go into the shadows. We literally had to go into that period of recognizing the patterns, of seeing the ugly, of seeing the bad. And I want you to know this, guys. At the end of the day, there is no ugly, there is no bad. It's all part of us. It's all part of our journey. Those people who may have presented negative situations or energy in our life, understand that they are teachers for you. For whatever reason, that was a lesson that you chose as you decided to enter into this life. So they are teachers. So what you can do to heal, to shift the pattern, to embrace the opportunity that is coming in to change and to heal and to move forward, is to give thanks to those people, is to show gratitude in your own heart. You don't need to reach out to them. You don't need to have a conversation with them. But just that acknowledgement, the consciousness is everything. So the moment you have the acknowledgement, the moment that you express inner gratitude, is the moment that you allow it to be healed. It's the moment that those chains are broken free and you find yourself beginning to rise. So as you stand there in that doorway, no longer recognizing, no longer recognizing yourself because your thoughts have changed, because you have shifted. Understand why and understand what needs to be done. So ask yourself, the situation that I thought I was in, that I maybe thought I was happy in, and I feel like I no longer am, it no longer makes sense. Why? And so what do I do about it? We accept. That's a big start. Acceptance. Accept where we are and accept who we are becoming and accept what needs to be done in order for us to fully become our authentic selves and who we are here. And then express the gratitude. Hi, Trista. That's okay, doll. You know you can catch it back on replay. So then express the gratitude. Give thanks for those beings, people, situations, even traumas in your life, however difficult that may be. And say, while I recognize that you were here as a teacher, you don't have to remember, this is like an internal conversation. Unless you really want to have that conversation with someone, you can do that too. It's up to you. But say, while I recognize that you were here as a teacher, recognize also, what did they teach you? What did the situation teach you? What purpose in your life did it serve? And then say, but I no longer need to be influenced by this energy. I no longer need to be or have this situation or person in my life. And so I release. I send love, because love heals across all space and time just with thought alone. And it releases you. It's not about them. It is about you. But also, if you can look at it from another perspective, if you could have that compassion to stick yourself in someone else's shoes, understand that they're on their own journey and they are and behaved and maybe did whatever it was that they needed to on their journey. So send love to the situation and to them, and then release. And when I say release, it means it no longer has a hold on you. So now the spark occurs. The spark of the divine within you awakening. Awakening to your true potential, who you are at your core, able to release all of the, and again, this might be a process. Not everybody's going to be magically healed overnight, and that's okay, because we got layers, lots of layers. I know I've got a lot of layers, and some of us are very old souls, so we're not releasing just this lifetime. We're releasing many of those, okay? Maybe alternate realities. You don't have to understand it. You just have to acknowledge what you're feeling and honor it and release it. And again, remember gratitude for everything, okay? So the spark of the divine, the higher hand, the divine will working through you, trying to move you in the direction that your soul is guiding and calling. So just surrender control. Surrender to the flow and let the magic occur. And just take that bold leap of faith and just go and just move and just see where it goes. It's scary not knowing where you're going. It's scary not understanding the how. It's a lesson I'm learning these last 2 weeks, because I usually always know where I'm going. I usually always have a plan. But Spirit said, just trust me. And so I do. Okay? So that is the message for the week. It sounds more complex than it is. But really, it's just a matter of letting go. Okay? All right. So I hope that resonates with everyone. I am feeling like there's something going to come through here today. So I'm going to get us through the mudra first, and I'm going to see if after the mudra, if I'm still feeling the energy so intensely, we may just have a little bit of a healing or an activation come through. And again, that will be for those that are open to receive it, but we will see. I'm going to just go with the flow and just see what happens. Okay. All right. So let me see what I missed. Hi, Jacqueline. Welcome. Hi, Liz and Jason. Welcome. Karen. Welcome. Bobby. Welcome, sweetheart. Robin says, absolutely. Everyone comes for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Yes, absolutely. You are right. They do. Everything is a divine part. Even the choices that you decide to make against the grain. It's all part of the lessons, okay? Cynthia says, in other words, metamorphosis, like what we were talking about the other day with the dragonflies. Absolutely. But Cynthia, we have been in a constant state of metamorphosis for quite some time. It's just like little by little layers being peeled off more and more, and the intensity of the edit. I feel like with August's arrival, especially because again it has to do with like numbers and vibration and all of that, and the number 8 itself being that infinite number. It's also the number of strength and courage and prosperity and abundance, and it is the number of healing karmic and releasing of the karmic. We have the lion's gate. We've had 3 eclipses in 1 month's time. I mean, it's been ramping up the energy intensity of it, I should say, to keep propelling us forward. Okay, that's the best way I can describe it based on how I see it and how I feel it. So really, it's been incredibly intense to keep pushing away and peeling those layers away, because otherwise we won't. We'll stop doing, because humans, sometimes I don't know, we just don't learn our lessons. So sometimes we'll stop flat again and go back to doing what we do instead of, remember, we're in a process of constant change. We're always in constant change, okay? So lots of metamorphosis, but I guess you could say it got kicked up a notch, for sure. Oh, you're welcome, Bridget. Thank you, Karen. That's very sweet of you to say. Hi, Risa. Welcome, sweetheart. Well, then I'm glad that you found yourself here today. You too, Carol. Happy you guys found yourself here. Diana says, how do you find the life lessons? Ooh. Well, Diana, that's a great question, sweetie. One, I will make no claims to have an answer to. The reason being is because we are all unique. While we are all one, we are still experiencing life in our own individual way, if that makes sense. We are all experiencing our own individual traumas, karmic debt, lessons, relationships, patterns, limited beliefs and thought forms. You may have been raised in a belief system that the next person wasn't. So it's a difficult answer because there isn't one. The only thing I can tell you, Diana, is to really reflect on your own emotions and your own patterns and ask yourself, what is it that's not serving me anymore? What is it that I continuously move through to find myself stuck in the same situations? So lots of reflection. That's the best answer I can give you. And to maybe sit with it for a while. Grab a notebook. It doesn't have to be a one-day thing, Just think about, are there emotions coming up to the surface? Do you feel lonely? Do you feel angry? Do you feel hurt? Do you feel stuck? Where? What could be contributing to it? These are all questions to ask yourself and your highest self. So meditation sometimes assists with that because it gives us that clarity of thought. You can call in your highest self. You don't need anything special to do that. Your highest self or your spark of the divine is with you always. So call them in and ask for guidance, clarity. What is it that's blocking you? How can you remove blocks. Sometimes having like an oracle card reading, that can assist if you've got blocks. You know what they are, you just don't know how to overcome them. Because at least with my oracle card readings, and I'm not saying you have to book a reading with me, if you have your own cards and you do work with divination, that might assist you as well. But at least with me, the way that I set the intention is I actually call in your highest self. So again, I always tell everybody to do your own work as best as you can, because you are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. But that's also what people like me are here for, is to give a boost up, to help you empower yourself and to find your own healing, and find your answers when you struggle to. Because let's face it, I struggle too. I call up my sisters and my friends and I'm like, I need a reading today because I'm struggling, or here's my cards. I'm not even gonna try to interpret them. Can you do it for me today? So we all need a little help sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But also remember to try to always seek out your own answers too when possible, okay? Hi, Nicole. Lots of lessons, I know, Lara, but it really does depend on, I think, how long we've allowed the lessons to never be dealt with and never be healed. And I also think that it depends on how quickly you recognize patterns and lessons and are able to overcome them. So, it can be a lot. You are absolutely right. It can be very overwhelming. Okay. Anna says, divine timing at work again. Honoring teachers and roles for release has been my homework these couple of weeks. There you go. Great information there, Anna. Yes, divine timing always. Okay. Angie says, spirit literally broke me. Oh, I know. So, yep, I got the message. Yeah, sometimes when we don't listen, our higher self intervenes and kind of pulls the rug out from under us. And unfortunately, poor Angie's, her physical body, it was the one that paid the price, unfortunately. But it's not that Angie wasn't listening. It's just, for whatever reason, that was the lesson that had to come in for her, and how she best experienced the message that she was supposed to be embracing, I guess. So, okay. But we are all happy that you are doing so much better, Angie. So happy to have you home and here with us today. So gratitude for that. Yes, so Diana, you are so welcome. Yep. Elizabeth, welcome. Karen says, oh my God, I love your energy. Thank you. Oh, Karen, you're so sweet. Thank you very much for that. I'm very, very honored. Thank you. You guys are gonna make me blush. I really appreciate your giving advice. Oh, you are so welcome. It's what I'm here to do. That's why I do these things, because I get a kick out of hearing these messages too, because they're for me too. They're not just for all of you. I might be in a position that I'm able to discern some information, but I'm learning and growing and listening just like all of you. Okay. All right, so guess what time it is? It's mudra time. So I'm going to grab my mudra deck, and we are going to see if we can get a mudra to assist us this week. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with mudras, I'm going to go ahead and explain it. For those of you who are familiar, just bear with me one moment. So mudras are ancient, well, I should say they've been used by the ancient Tibetan monks and many ancient cultures throughout the world. They're still used to this day, and that should tell you how powerful that they are, in a lot of different spiritual work and practices. So just from anybody from meditation, from working with yoga, kundalini yoga, belly dancing, you name it. So what they are is, the word mudra, I believe, is it translates from Sanskrit, if I'm not mistaken, into the word seal, which is interesting. Also, gesture. So they literally are hand seals or gestures that, when you combine them with breathing and focus, you actually can channel energy into whatever area that mudra is associated with. So based on the symbol or the gesture that we make with our hands, it is connected to a different aspect of our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. So it assists us with awakening our energy bodies, with removing blocks from our emotional, mental, energy bodies, awakening spiritual consciousness, awakening, I should say, expansion for consciousness and awareness. It also does assist in the alleviation of some physical discomforts and dis-ease. So it can assist us in a variety of ways. So again, they are ancient Tibetan, but I'm sure they have been used over even further back than that. And they are still very widely used around the world. So the reason that I use them is because I feel like it's one thing to sit here and tell us all, okay, here's the guidance. This is what we need to do this week. And then often you're sitting here like crickets chirping. Well, how do I do that? Myself included. Well, how do I do that? So if you utilize the mudras, and because I set the intention that they do go hand in hand with our oracle message for the week, it helps us begin to take our power into our own hands, literally, and to begin to assist ourselves. So even though I pull the card, and we will do it together today, at the same time, you can use this mudra all week long to help you with the intensity of the energy, or to get through whatever it is that we might be going through this each and every week. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the mudra. Some mudras actually do have caution. So now I say lightly that sometimes they can cause some issues with our physical body. They really are beneficial. They help us. But with that said, if you already have a physical issue that may be aggravated by overstimulation of this energy, because really what we're doing is we are channeling our prana and our energy into certain areas, depending on, because each mudra is associated again with a part of your energy body. So each chakra that it could be connected to rules over a physical aspect of your body as well as an emotional aspect of you. So depending on what mudra comes out, sometimes it can overstimulate that physical area. If you already have certain issues with that physical area, then cautions do need to be, you need to take heed with that and err on the side of caution. But the card will say it. So before we even do it together, I will tell you there's a caution for this, okay? So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if we get there. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. You are just in time for the mudra. You might want to catch back the replay so you can hear the beautiful message that came through for the weekly guidance. Yeah, tummy and throat are just a few of them. So we're going to see what mudra comes forward to assist us all this week for our highest and greatest good as we move through the energies of August 14th, 2018, or the week of August 14th, 2018. Here we go. And did you call it or what, Robin? Definitely connected to solar plexus area, but not limited to. There is a caution with this one, okay? So don't anybody start practicing it. There is a caution I'm going to tell you right off the bat. If you experience any digestive issues, such as ulcers or acid reflux, then you want to use caution. If you have gastrointestinal issues or stomach issues, just in general, maybe err on the side of caution, okay? So this is going to be a use at your own risk, all right? So put my disclaimer out there, all right? But with that said, this is the Moonday Mudra. And Angie is probably going to be like, girl, you did not say that right. I hope I said that right. Moonday Mudra. And it literally is the mudra of what? Transformation. How perfect for this week, right? All right, so it assists with assimilation, vital energy, and your life purpose. So what is all the healing and the releasing about? What is the divine higher self always essentially guiding you to? But your own life purpose, your own divine role here, okay? So obviously this being that color yellow, it is associated to the solar plexus, which is the chakra just above your navel and below your diaphragm here, okay? So this is your power center, your life force center. It controls your willpower, your ambition, your confidence, your courageousness, and your fearlessness or your boldness, and your determination at the same time. Matangi. Okay, thank you for that. Who would have thought that? Matangi. Okay, thank you. And I know you tell me over and over and over again, and it just goes through one ear and out the other. So, but you love me, thank goodness. All right, so it benefits that it enhances, which is interesting though. See, because those of you who do have these issues, have a caution using it because it enhances digestion and assimilation of life experiences, supports circulation and the lymphatic systems, cultivates energy, passion, and what? Divine will. What did we just talk about? The spark being the divine will, and that number 7 being all about just surrendering to divine will. It's wonderful. So again, there is a caution. Digestive issues such as ulcers and acid reflux err on the side of caution using this, okay? So that means either you might not want to use it at all, or if you decide to risk it and go ahead, don't use it as often as the next person would. All right. Ooh, does it now? You want to drop some information on the goddess Parvati for everyone who is not familiar with her. All right, so how you do this looks pretty simple. You interlace the fingers of both hands with the right thumb over the left thumb. All right, let's see if I can do this for you. So start this way. First things first, cross the right one over the left, okay? Now you're going to extend the middle finger straight out, cross the rest of them like this, and then just the middle fingers, saluting fingers. I didn't say that. And then with the 2 fingers touching, you're going to rest the base of your wrists into the solar plexus. So really right at the top of your stomach, above your navel here, okay? So rest your wrist there. Sit up with your spine nice and straight, and then just relax your shoulders. And we're going to do this a little bit more than what we normally do. So we're going to do this with 5 breaths, and I'm going to have you pull in some color to assist us, okay? So close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And now I want you to, while you're holding it, envision this beautiful golden yellow color flowing down into your crown, pulling it down as you breathe out and release your breath into your solar plexus area. Once again, take a deep breath in. See the golden yellow, and release. Channel the breath, the energy, and the color into your solar plexus. Take another deep breath in. Allow that color to just completely fill and encompass you as you breathe out. Take another deep breath in. Release. Channeling your focus, your breath, the energy, and the color into your solar plexus. Last one, make it count. Take a nice deep breath in. And release. Filling your entire power center with a golden light. And you can state, inner light illuminates and guides me on my path. Inner light illuminates and guides me on my path. Inner light illuminates and guides me on my path. And so it is. And that's it. Hi, Ibram. Welcome. You can catch everything back on the replay. We are just about to wrap everything up. So once again, this beautiful mudra of transformation is going to assist you this week. I do encourage you, if you do not need to use caution, I do encourage you to work with this mudra. I'm going to take a picture of it and I will post it on my page so that you can go ahead and try to save it, and save it right to your phone or whatever device you watch on, and then you could take this with you all week long and work with this, okay? So with that said, I do feel a little something coming through energetically. For those of you who are going to be open to receiving, all you have to do is sit with your palms open, your heart open, and state, I am open to receiving any healing, activation, or light codes, or assistance. I keep hearing assistance with assimilation of the energies. So if you're open to receiving, all you have to do is state that. Okay? And just breathe, nice and easy. Gonna have a little bit of light language come through. And light language is the sound of light code and sacred geometry. Comes through to assist in healing and activation. So again, just breathe, nice and easy flowing breaths. And with my hands, you just see me doing some movement, some code. This is actually just to assist in the movement of the energy as it flows through. Deep breath in. Viennak ut iramat ionat etet iramat ik at irat. Vit ak arat makiat ira. Mir anat uratat emet ut urat. Vit ak arat imak ira. Viennat iro mit iro. Bet ak arat iannat iramat iramak. Vit ara mirat unatiut uromat ironatia. Imit it arat uk irap. Emit it nat irat makiat. Virat imak irat nat iro umat iramat ianak irat. Take a deep breath in. And ground your energy. See your root chakra, the base of your spine, moving deep down into the earth beneath you. Pushing any roots down into the earth, anchoring. And you can begin to take a deep breath in and pull up some of Mother Earth's energy through those roots, through your own body, up through your spine, and anchor it into your own heart. In divine love and light and unity. And so it is. right, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you were able to receive, and I do hope that it does assist you as we move and transition through this week's energy. Shavana, I'm sorry. I'm going to catch up on your comments really quick. Shavana says, I like being human. It's the best thing to be. That's why they want to be with us. Don't forget to honor your human always. Superhumans. Absolutely, Shavana. Absolutely. That's why we chose it, right? That's why some of us just keep coming right back, right? You are so, so welcome, Karen. Siobhan says, new earth energies. Oh, yes. There's lots of that happening. We have a new earth goddess and a new energy of a dragon diamond gold and a desire heaven star along with glitch future love wave. I'm sorry, I missed it. Hi, Agat. I don't know if I said your name right. Wow, that is so beautiful, Siobhan. I've been seeing a lot about the diamond, the platinum, and the golden rays coming through. She just gave birth to a new Earth planet blue holy streams from the new moon. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing this information. Lara, oh, thank you, sweetheart, and you are so welcome. Flo, you are welcome. Anna, you're welcome. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for participating, for your love, for your support, and for sharing any of the information that you all choose to share with me. I am equally blessed to have you all here again, and I always am in deep gratitude for that. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. Don't forget that there are many tools at your disposal, including me. So if you ever need me, you know where I am. Love, magical blessings, and have a fantastic week. Oh, Siobhan, she said it poured out while you were activating. Well then, I definitely saw some of the lights, so I can definitely attest to some of that. Yes, for sure. All right, love. Have a wonderful day and take care.